What is going on, Commanders Nation? It is Tuesday, June 21st, and today I'm going to be looking over John Keim's recent 53-man prediction. It's on ESPN.com. It just got dropped earlier today, and I'm really excited because I think Saturday or Sunday I posted a video of me going through our current roster and getting it down to I think I got it down to 50. So I left some space there for some extra people, maybe some UDFAs, maybe another signing. Again, it looks like Tyler Larson and Logan Thomas are going to be starting the year on the PUP list. Chase Young may be in a similar state. Knock on that wood. Hopefully not. But yeah, it looks like my list is maybe short about 6 people who will be playing week 1. And yeah, so let's go through what John Keim talked about. So we start at quarterback. It's a good place to start. He's keeping Carson Wentz, Taylor Heineke, and Sam Howell, but he's also talking about, he mentions here Cole Kelly, our UDFA from, he started playing for the Razorbacks and then got a DUI and transferred to somewhere like Southeast Louisiana Tech or somewhere like that. Balled out like Tom Brady, set records, but you know he's I think that's an FCS school. But he wants you to make sure to look out for Cole Kelly. I think I have him on the practice squad, secluded on the right side, but I think he was a steal. I was actually really hyped when we got him because months prior to the draft, I was looking into him, and this cat is he's like 6'7", massive arm, can chuck it. Not amazing pocket awareness, but you know, he's that Steven Montez type of guy who throws picks at the end of practices. You need someone like that on your roster, and we've seen our team, you know, dwindle down to playing the 4th-string quarterback multiple times in the past couple of years. So some good depth at quarterback is very important. You could also maybe argue that he has more, where Sam Howell has that extreme upside. His floor is pretty low right now because of some bad mechanical issues with his throwing. But Cole Kelly is, you know, you can probably start a couple games and make it not so embarrassing. He can pass hand the ball off to the running backs, and that's, you know, kind of the bare minimum, but sometimes you need that. So speaking of running backs, John Keim has us keeping Antonio Gibson, JD, and Brian Robinson. So right now I'm 2 for 2. Me and Keim have the same idea. It sounds like Jarrett Patterson is in trouble unless Jarrett Patterson can out of nowhere return punts now. But at the same time, we just got Alex Erickson, a longtime Bengal player, 1-year Panther player. He's the backup in the slot for me right now, so it might be a miracle if Jarrett Patterson can make this team. I kind of hope so because, you know, his family is all big Washington football fans. I think his mom has a shrine of him in Washington gear. But yeah, so I'm 2 for 2 right now. We move down to tight ends. John Keim has us keeping Logan Thomas, John Bates, and Cole Turner. Obviously, there are, you know, 3 mainstays. Just drafted Cole Turner. John Bates is great blocking tight end. One of, I'd say, the best rookie blocking tight end from last year, and maybe even this year. He's the best out of the lot from last year and this year in blocking. He did kind of ball out. I think he had 2 touchdowns and 200 yards. Just out of necessity, but he played last season all the way through. And he also, John Keim mentions, there's a great chance that we'll keep 4. with LT recovering from his crazy knee surgery. If you don't know about that, it's way worse than it looked at apparently at the beginning. He like mangled his knee. And so Keim mentions that Antonio Gandy-Golden will be a guy who will probably make the roster if Logan Thomas is hurt. And Gandy-Golden will probably play a role similar to Ricky Seals-Jones last year, who's now the starter tight end up in New York for the Giants. And UDFA Chris Hodges played tight end his entire career. Armani Rogers is that converted quarterback to tight end who played in the Senior Bowl and balled out. We picked him up. Sounds like Keim isn't too high as high on him as I am. But we'll see. Samus Reyes is on a 3-year contract. This is his 2nd year. He'll have to show improvement as a pass catcher last year just because of depth. We had him on our roster a lot, but now we picked up a bunch of guys. He might have a harder time making the roster. He primarily was a blocker on special teams last year. He did get some regular season snaps, but he never on passing plays. He was only blocking the whole season. Alex Armah is the fullback we picked up recently last year off waivers from the Saints practice squad. He was drafted by Ron, and he's been practicing as a tight end in training camp this year. So who knows? We'll see. Maybe instead of fullback, Alex Armah will become a tight end. Have that transition instead of being a receiver to tight end. But yeah, so for the most part, since he mentioned AGG first, I'll call that 3 for 3. Me and Keim, great minds think alike. I see some trouble down here with the O-line, but we'll get there. So now we get to receivers. I'm actually a big fan of keeping 7 receivers. This is what Ron does, and I was too out of it to realize I had spots left. But yeah, he has Terry, Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Diami, Cam Sims, Alec Erickson. So we're all in agreement on that. And Dax Milne. Erickson is going to be our kick returner, punt returner. And I think, honestly, just how things are going to fall, I think Kelvin Harmon is going to get one last chance this year. He's been injured for more time than he's been healthy on this team. This is last year in his contract. Kelvin Harmon is from North Carolina. Or actually, no, he's from Carolina, not North Carolina. So, but we will see. I really hope Kelvin Harmon makes it and can kind of get enough capital to either stick around here or maybe get another job somewhere else. He's really talented, really good route runner, a little slow, but could never get over that injury bug, which is very sad. But he might have his last shot right here. And I honestly don't think Dax Milne is going to make it. I think he's definitely going to make the practice squad. I'll be a little disappointed, though, because, Dax Milne he's a good receiver. Zach Wilson definitely made him look better in BYU, but I think we were kind of trying to emulate him, make him into Adam Humphries, and that's fine, but the way our offense is structured and the amount of contested catchers we have and the great route runners, he's kind of at the bottom of the pack. So we will see. Get to O-line. Keim has Leno, Norwell, Chase Roulier, Trey Turner, and Sam Cosme. I think those are his starters, which I agree with. Chase Roulier is injured. That's why he's so low. If he wasn't injured, he'd be the starter. And then he has Wes Schweitzer, the Swiss Army knife, Sadiq Charles, Corn Lucas, Tyler Larson, Chris Paul. So that's interesting because he doesn't have Keith Ishmael making it this year, even though he did have one bad game last year, but to be fair, 11 linemen is a little excessive. And I think because of that, Keith Ishmael may be put on the practice squad, but like I said, if we have two injured centers and Wes Schweitzer is a starting center, you're going to need some depth there. So we will see. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. What's he say? Nothing much. Roulier fractured his left fibula last season. Damn, that sounds painful. So we will see. It's a small bone, not small relatively. It's not a femur break, so hopefully he gets back out there. And so that does it for the offense. Me and Keim are in a lot of agreement there, and I think everyone else can kind of agree with us. So there you go. He has all 5 of our drafted rookies on offense sticking around, as do I, which I totally agree with. I think Ron Rivera kind of chokes. Well, not really chokes, but he has a better time later in the draft. If you look back at his history, drafting in a 3rd and 4th round and beyond that, I don't understand how he does it. Maybe it's just coaching, but he gets some gems, especially Cam Curl pickup. And frankly, I think watch out for Chris Paul on the O-line. Watch out for Percy Butler. I think we got him in the 6th round. And, of course, Sam Howell in the 5th round. It's kind of just how things fell. But really, really, it's a good switch from what we were used to before Ron, which was gems being gems and us not working in a jewelry shop, right? So, moving down to D-line, he has us keeping 9 players. I have us keeping 11. So we have Chase Young, D. Payne, John Allen, Montez Sweat, Phil Mathis, and James Smith-Williams, Casey Toohill, F.A. Obata, and Daniel Wise. So he doesn't agree that Shakatoni has a spot here. He even talks about how, let's see, where is it? Second year ends Shakatoni and Will Bradley King need to show improvement to earn a spot. But if Young opens on IR, one of them will probably make the roster. I think that's Shakatoni based on how well he performed last year. I think his first game he ever played in last year, I think I remember he got a sack, he got a pass deflection, he got a tackle for a loss, just out of nowhere. 5 snaps, he had 5 stats, which is very cool. And Keim doesn't agree with me that David Bada is ready yet. Honestly, I don't think he's ready yet, but damn, I hope it happens, just because having 2 international players on our team will do wonders for the brand internationally and even at home, especially with DC being such a melting pot. That's just how it'd be great if we could get that to happen, but we will see. Again, David Bada, if he is on the roster, he doesn't take up a roster spot. I believe Samus Reyes does, because he went to college here. But yeah, that's that IPP that's what IPP means. It's the International Players Partnership. So we're moving down to the linebacker position. So Keim has us keeping 4 linebackers. Awesome. Cole Holcomb, Jamin Davis, Khaleke Hudson, and David Mayo. Oh my God. It's not too far off from me, honestly. I also had Milo Eifler making it. It's alright. We got UDFA Trey Turner. He's talking about could make it. David Mayo, hopefully. I mean, the way I've heard it explained to me in the past is David Mayo is the Mike Cole, and Cole and Jamin are on the outside, and I'm like, I think Cole played Mike in college, and I think that Cole can be a good Mike on our team, and I think that Jamin Davis is specifically an outside linebacker. That's what he played in college. That's what he's used to. And when we moved him over to Mike and he had the green dot on his helmet, it just did not work out at all. So later in the year, though, he did kind of get his footing. We got him back on the weak side, the will linebacker, and he prevailed. So that's just something to look out for. I do think Jamin Davis deserves a first-round pick. I think we picked him maybe a little too early, but as a will linebacker and maybe even a Sam eventually, never a Mike though, I think he has a lot of potential still, So now we move over to safeties. But yeah, those are the four linebackers that Keim has us keeping. So we move up to safety now. He has us keeping 6 safeties. I do too. Are these the same? Let's see. So, actually, no, I have us keeping 5 safeties. Okay, let's see. Bobby McCain. Yep. Cam Curl. Yep. I have Cam Curl down at Buffalo nickel, but come on. Cam Curl is a safety, and he'll probably play all 3 positions, Buffalo nickel and strong and free safeties. So Bobby and Cam make the team. I have that too. Derek Forrest. Yep. Percy Butler, the rookie. Yep. Jeremy Reeves. Yep. Troy Apke. It's funny that Keim knows that Troy is a safety and not a corner, even though Troy desperately wants to be a corner. He is a safety, and he is a special teams player. But it sounds like Farad Gardner is probably not going to make it. Unfortunately, he's the one UDFA guy that I had sticking around. Sad to disagree with Keim there. But it sounds like he hasn't been making much happen in minicamp. So we'll wait and see what happens in training camp. He talks about Cam Curl being impressive, and yeah, Cam Curl is a legend in the making. Yeah, absolute steal in the 7th round. Turns out to be a franchise dude, probably one day a captain. And then he talks about Derek Forrest in his 2nd year, and Percy Butler being unproven, which is true, but they're the best options that we have besides the quote-unquote proven dudes. He talks about Jeremy Reeves being a smart, tough player, but undersized. Alright, maybe he can come down and do some reps with the linebackers, but undersized, who knows? We'll see what happens. And then he talks about Apke being a key special teams player, which I totally agree with. And finally, cornerbacks. Will Jackson, Kendall Fuller, Ben St. Juste, Danny Johnson, Christian Holmes. So it's pretty interesting that he doesn't agree with me having Corn Elder making it. Let's see if he even talks about that. Ben St. Juste has really blown up this year. We got him in the 3rd round, and if you didn't know, he was actually drafted in the 1st round of the CFL draft, I think last year. So he could have gone to Canada, and who knows how well he would have played, but he is apparently turning up and locking down Jahan Dotson where no one else can. So that's very promising. He also talked about how he had his first 2 concussions ever playing for us last year. which is a little scary, but sounds like he's better now, so that's very exciting. And he's a fast, lanky dude who can move around real good and is super smart. So Corn Elder though getting cut, we definitely need some depth there. So I really don't agree with Keim on this because technically he has us keeping 4 corners. Because Troy Apke is he's not up there. Oh wait, he has us having Danny Johnson. I think that was a recent pickup actually. Am I wrong? No. Wait. I think I cut Danny Johnson. Yeah, I cut Danny Johnson in favor of Corn Elder. So okay, a little disagreement there. But yeah, I think Corn Elder sticks around, and I think Danny Johnson, just because, let's see his stats. 4 pass deflections in the past 4 years. No sacks. 1 forced fumble. That was last year. I don't remember that, unfortunately. And I have no recollection of him returning kickoffs at all. Just sounds like a hard hitter type of dude. I don't know. But that's probably the one place where me and Keim disagree the most. And again, Keim is the guy down there on the field during all of this, so he probably knows better than me. And so finally we get to specialists, and I'm in agreement here. We have Tress, the future MVP, 2022 MVP Tressway. We got Joey Sly guy. We cut Brian Johnson from Gonzaga, who subbed in for Joey when he was injured this past year. And Cam Cheeseman, the 5th round pick. We traded up to get him, and he has not let down yet. No competition for any of these players, he says. Sly made all 12 of his field goals. He had 1 blocked, and then while he was running after that blocked kick, return for a touchdown, he pulled a hamstring, and that's when Brian Johnson came in. You guys remember Chris Blewett? 3 blocked field goals. His name was Blewett. Oh, crazy time. Alright, but yeah, I think that pretty much does it. Really exciting, guys. I look forward to this season. Really quick, let's check out on our depleted roster last year how he did. Wow. Honestly, I thought he had more. Yeah, I thought he had more receptions last year. Dax Milne, 83 yards. But still, 7th round pick, developmental wide receiver. And it sounds like too. Oh, I was about to say, we are not the first game, but we're playing on 9/11 at 1 p.m. at Landover against Jacksonville. I'll keep you guys updated on any more developments, but I'm really excited that for the most part John Keim agrees with me on a lot of this stuff. And tell me in the comments what you guys think about these predictions. Tell me who you would have kept over these guys. Leave a like and subscribe. I'm really enjoying doing this and making Commanders content. And yeah, thank you guys for watching if you made it this far, and look out for future videos. Take it easy.